Over the past few months, some of my favorite franchises have released some amazing installments and I've been completely absorbed. So I need to talk about them really bad. Contrary to this channel's output, I actually like talking about stuff I like in my personal life. I needed a new video idea, but I could barely pull myself away from the things I was doing. So I'm gonna make a video about the things I can't stop doing. My goal is to film and edit this in one day so I can get back to doing the things I want to do. Let's check in with Future Cameron to see how we did. How's the weather down there, buddy?
No, I didn't. I recorded it all really quickly, really well, and then I've spent so long. This audio is so... Super Future Cameron here. Real quick, this video was salvaged by YouTuber Gwyn, link in the description. I'm gonna throw it back to past Future Cameron. I'm never using this mic again. I apologize.
I love you too, sweetie.
Fuck you, asshole.
There's people like walking past the window and I'm afraid they're gonna look up and just see me being a jackass. Should I do? I'm gonna lower the blinds. I'm afraid. Real quick, this video is sponsored by me. Nobody is paying me to do this crap. I'm sponsoring stuff. I made a game. Play my game. If you like cute women, pirates, and branching dialogue, and an alternate timeline where pirating never really stopped, check out my visual novel on Steam and Itch. It's called Set Sail. It's awesome. Play it after you watch this video, please. Alright, let's jump right into it. There will be spoilers for everything I talk about, so use the chapters below at your discretion. Watch only what you want to watch so you can get back to doing what you should be doing right now. Now that's good Dandori. Pikmin 4 came out at the end of July, and I knew it was going to be a banger. As Tom Clancy once put it,
a gamer that has never played Pikmin 3 can never be considered a true gamer.
And Pikmin 4 blew me out of the water. The jump in quality between every mainline Pikmin game is unmatched by any franchise. It almost makes the 10-year wait worth it. Almost. These sleeves too big on me. Should I roll up the sleeves? I fucking love these little guys. Pikmin 4, I just could not stop playing. I had to stop playing because I was sharing the copy with my girlfriend, but every moment I was thinking about Pikmin. Dandori was on my mind. What I really liked about Pikmin 3 was that there was just like a few more characters in it. Charlie, Brittany, and Alf. But this game has like 5 times the amount of characters. And they're not all winners. I'm looking at you, dingo. But it really felt like I was going on a more like space exploration. It felt more like I had a team behind me and I wasn't just like working for a freight company. The characters like the captain, Colin, Yanni, all made it feel like I was actually being helped on my adventure and not just like some lone space wanderer stranded. It actually felt like I was doing a rescue mission, which was super fun. And it's extra fun when you got 100 Pikmin with you. Oh my gosh, I love Pikmin. They're so freaking cute. I don't know how else to say it. It's just watching them run around and, oh my god, watching them run around and be cute and hearing the little pitter patters on different materials and hearing them sing and do little hops and dances is just so relaxing, on top of being so indescribably stressful sometimes because I want to keep the little bastards alive. You're going back in the pocket, little guy, because I got to keep you alive. Can't let you die. And that's like a weird part about this Pikmin game, is there was like, as much as there was love, there was also hate. Like, I could not stand Dingo. Yanni creeped me the hell out. And a lot of these stranded alien dudes were just here for such selfish reasons that, like, I couldn't help but be, like, a little resentful that I'm trying to do my job in saving their lives. And they're just like, can you go pick a bunch of Pikmin for me? Oh, can you go look at, like, dirts? Can you... Oh, go fill out your Pokedex. But what the fuck do you care? But then there's so much love, because I love the little Pikmin. The returning enemies and the new enemies are adorable and frightening. And Olimar's around. We gotta go find Olimar. And I love Olimar. He's such a family guy. I said that unironic. Oh my god. Olimar is a wonderful little man, and I want to save him. I want to save him in every game he's not, like, playable character in. But then he's playable! My biggest fear with playing Pikmin games is I'm afraid it's going to be over. And when I was, like, getting close to saving Olimar, which was, like, the main mission of the game, I was like, I'm too good at the game. My Dandori is too tight. I can't end the game now. And then there's an entire post-game, which is, like, the length of the main game. And I was so freaking happy. And we got to do my favorite thing in the world, which is to find Louis, track him down, and hunt him like the dog he is. Because there's the love, and then there's freaking Louis, and I hate Louis. I hate Louis so much, and he is a bastard man, and he must perish. He must perish for his crimes. He tries to murder his friends like multiple times. Who does that? What disease, what brain disease does this man have? He's a sicko. And I'm glad the plot acknowledged he's just doing bad things. He's kidnapping people. He's threatening people's lives. You get near him, he tries to end you. That all made him being part of the final boss fight all the more satisfying. When he's on that giant dog, and we gotta fight the dog, I feel bad for the dog, but I'm gonna put Louis in the ground. Speaking of dogs, I didn't even talk about the best part of Pikmin 4, which is this little bastard. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. I can't call Ochi a bastard. I will get more dislikes in my Larry video. Oh my god. No, Ochi is fantastic. I love when Ochi's happy. I love when Ochi's running around. I love when he's carrying my Pikmin. I haven't loved a video game dog as much as I loved Ochi since like Metal Gear Solid V with Diamond Dog. Diamond Dog was all nice. I mean, he killed people for you. He was awesome. But Ochi, I love him so much. And Moss was cool too. Oh my god, I love that dog so much. What's great about this Pikmin game is usually you collect the Pikmin to overcome the environmental obstacles. But in this game, there's like another layer you can do, because you can give these little upgrade materials to Russ. He can upgrade like different stuff on you to make you tougher, to make you stronger, to make you do things better. Like the hyper whistle, like the big whistle. I love the whistle. The whistle upgrades were really good. But then you can also upgrade Ochi with the captain, and Ochi can do different things. Eventually you can get all of the upgrades, but like choosing how you want to play the game at like any point, like, oh, I need this for this and this now. You can get them all by the end game. But like when you're playing the game for the first time, you're like choosing how you want to approach difficult challenges. And I really, really liked that. It was a lot more customization than you normally get in Pikmin games, and I thought it was fantastic. The throat goat Ochi is awesome, and I love him. I have never loved a video game dog more in my life. Actually, no, there was one more dog recently. There was one more video game dog I have come to love. What was his name? So there's this dog named Scratch, and what I like about Scratch is he's not very important, and he's not very dynamic. However, I don't like it when like games put a dog in and just be like, oh, it's your doggy, you must love the doggy, right? You have to pet the doggy and the doggy's gonna be everywhere. I don't like that. I don't like forced dog culture. I'm not a dog guy, but there are a few dogs I do like. And my favorite part about Scratch is he's completely optional. You can run into Scratch and just like kick him, or you can run into Scratch and just like ignore him or call him a little bitch, and like you'll never see him again. But like if you like drink a speak with animal potion, or you're a druid, you can talk to him and like figure out what kind of happened, or like why is he like this. And I'm like, hey buddy, it's okay that your guy died, you can come with me. And he's still like a little hesitant because he's a dog. But then he comes to your camp anyway, and he's adorable, and you can pet him, and he brings you really useful items, and you can play fetch with the dog. That's great. That made me I could choose to want to have the dog, and then the reward is having a dog. And he's nothing else. He's just a dog. You find out where he came from in Baldur's Gate, and it's really not that important. And I would never give Scratch back to the dog owners, because he's mine. But it's nice to have the option. It's nice to have options. And Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of options. Like easy top 10, no, like top 5, like best games I've ever played. Like all of my top favorite games, like, are completely like subjective and like just like personal to me. No. Baldur's Gate 3 is a fantastic freaking game. It's not perfect, just like on a technical level, but it is perfect. Similar to how Fallout New Vegas is like a little like, yes, very buggy, but like undeniably a masterpiece. Baldur's Gate 3 is in that camp of games. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Early access came out around the time I was in college, and I wasn't super interested because modern takes on D&D video games are always kind of meh, like they never wowed me. Like the ones I played, the most joy I got out of them was like casting Fireball on a bunch of people, which like just seeing that instead of doing it on the table is like a little bit more fun, but never really interesting. But about a week before the game launched, I was hearing some whispers that like, oh, this is going to be a great freaking game. I want to talk about the story first, because when I play D&D, I almost never play in like the D&D canonical worlds. Like, Faerun, the Forgotten Realms, I don't give a rat folks fat ass about what's going on there. I've been playing the game for a while. I know when someone mentions, like, Volocamp, I know who that is, but I don't give a crap. But Baldur's Gate 3 actually made me care. And most importantly, the story did things I never thought was possible. They made me care about Mind Flayers. The relationship between Githyanki and Mind Flayers, I hate the Githyanki lore. And to an extent, I hate the Githzarazi, whatever. Just Google, tell me how to pronounce that.
Githzerai.
But Baldur's Gate actually made it interesting. Those little frog people, I actually feel for them a little bit. But like, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. But I didn't. I never gave a crap. And the Mind Flayers are actually more interesting and more threatening, which like set up the plot so well. Starting on the Nautiloid ship was such a cool way for not only to open a video game, but for me to like actually be invested. The thing your character wants to do is get the tadpole out of their head, which is like the main plot, but like I feel like it was going back to Fallout New Vegas, like the Benny plot line of me just like hating the Mind Flayers, I think was my own personal drive to like get these motherfuckers. And that was so good. I don't know if that was intentional, but that was really, really good. And there's some actual twists and turns in this game. The fact that your dream visitor is a Mind Flayer was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I wanted them to just be a hot person that my character can fuck. But then I find out that they're not just a Mind Flayer, they're motherfucking Baldur, the man in the title screen, the man on the name of the game. I didn't see that freaking coming. I was actually surprised, and it was actually fun. And the environments, they're so well crafted. I barely in my own D&D games or my Pathfinder game do I use verticality so at all, basically. It's very important to like good map design. And Baldur's Gate 3, every encounter is so well designed. It feels like someone designed like a level for a shooter. Like they thought about cover, they thought about high ground, they thought about low ground, they thought about how interactions would go if two players went head to head. But they did that for every single fight. At no point was it just like, oh, I'm kind of fighting the dude in a hallway or like a flat plains. Like every time there was like a little something to spice it up. And if you can't spice it up, you can just stack some barrels and throw a javelin down. Like it's just like so creative and so fun. The actual part of the game where you get to Baldur's Gate, I've never seen such a well-crafted city in a video game before. It actually felt real, it felt alive, it felt like people were doing things. Other than the fact that people kind of repeat a lot of the dialogue and stand in the right places, but like time is a little wacky in the game, just how the plot goes, which is fine, but like it definitely felt like a lived-in city, which I love. And speaking of those people living in the city, the freaking characters, oh my God, I don't know how much I can like stand here like physically and talk about how much I love all of the companions because they're all so freaking good. I fell in love with Karlach like the moment I met her. I just didn't know what to do with myself. She was just so fun to have around. And it's weird because like Karlach was the only character who like was fun from beginning to end. And like I'm in like an emotional state. Like she's fighting to survive like all of us, but she's like has like 2 layers of dying, and that's really hard on her, and you can definitely see moments where like that's breaking her down, but she was always great. Some of the characters you have to work for to make them likable. Lae'zel and Astarion are complete wankers when you meet them, and they're complete wankers through most of the journey. So if your character's not a wanker, you might not like them much. If you're a person who doesn't like hanging out with jerks, they're not awesome, but they're worth investing into, because by the end of the game, if you're like in with Lae'zel, you can tell like the moment Lae'zel softens up. You can tell the moment she drops the I'm superior than you and you're pathetic worms mentality that's just drilled into her, and she speaks so much softer. She's still stern, but you can tell that like if something was wrong with her or you, she could talk about it with you. And that was a really important moment for the character, and I felt like I got to experience that. Same with Astarion. Astarion is just a jerk, and at some points a very unremorseful monster. But you can see how hurt he is. You can see that he's been tormented endlessly for hundreds of years, and you get that. You get like, oh, I see exactly how he turned into this person. So when he confronts the person who hurt him so much, you feel this relief. He feels this like waft of bitterness out of his life, and he changes as a person, as anyone would when you kill your vampire overlord. I've done it, you've done it, we all know how it feels. Gale and Will are also super interesting characters because they're also dealing with like a second party. They're also bound to, but they're bound to in a different way. They're not bound emotionally like Astarion is to Cazador. Gale and Will are bound by physical properties, magic and a pact with the devil, which are both very complicated things, and I don't even know what happens to Gale, because I had a problem dealing with Gale. I'm not going to get into it. I don't really know much what happens with Gale. But Will, dealing with his pact, was honestly really difficult to watch, because I've been in similar situations where I know I am right, but I can't argue my way out of a contract I've signed. Often with a demon, in my case. But you help Will fight through it, and it feels like I'm almost helping myself in a way. I see a lot of myself in Will. When you're playing, like, Skyrim, I'm sorry, you get, like, Lydia as a companion, and you're like, oh, Lydia's so cool, I wonder what she's all about. And then she's nothing. She's a blank slate, she's a brick wall, she's a dumb, muscly lady. And if you love dumb, muscly ladies, that's fine, but I like a little character on my dumb, muscly ladies. And the quests with the companions are very detailed and very in-depth with their character arcs. But you can also steer them in either direction, which is really cool. On my first playthrough, I was kind of being like a really nice guy, so I didn't want just the characters to have what they wanted. I tried to get them what they needed. I think Lae'zel needed to be free of her queen. I felt Astarion needed to be free of Cazador. I think Shadowheart needed to be free of her goddess, because that's what was best for them emotionally. But on my bad guy playthrough, praise Shar, that's all I'm saying, you know? Like, you can totally change how these characters end up. It's not just a character arc. It could be a character downfall. Will keeping his powers and using them to damn his father is very interesting. Who's to say that freeing Orpheus is the right thing to do? Who's to say that Blackith is in the wrong or the right? I mean, they're both bad. I think the Gith Yankee have a very complicated past, but it's Lae'zel wants one thing, she might need another. I think we're going to be talking about this for a while, which is really, really cool. And this Baldur Gate section has been going on for a while, and I haven't even talked about there's just so much in this game. It's so freaking cool. It was so freeing to play an RPG for so long, and I'm still playing it, and still be surprised. This is all coupled with the amazing voice acting and animation talents of Larian Studios. None of this would have been possible if all of the characters were just all standing shoulder to shoulder, staring at a problem and going, I think this is bad. I think this is good. I think we should.
Fuck yes.
The interactions, the animations, the voice acting, the environment, it all felt like a video game. I hope in the future there's some DLC, because this multiverse of these wacky little characters, I love them so much, and I hope there's more. And speaking of the multiverse, I know another gal who's jumping around right now. We should go check up on her.
Fionna, your fist has touched my heart.
Cowboy season, what is up? I said it's cowboy season. I'm gonna cry. It's my BMO cosplay. Adventure Time is my favorite cartoon, and I was really sad to see it go back in college. But the Distant Land specials gave me a little hope to see these characters again, and not just how they were doing after the series, but actually go further and see what they're up to now. More adventures, more exciting, more Adventure Time. They made such an awesome universe, and I felt like we still only scratched the surface of what's going on. And we get exactly that with HBO's Fionna and Cake. And oh my freaking gosh, I'm saying that a lot in this video, but I love it. It is everything I hoped it would be and more. The whole plot revolves around my most burning question from the series. Where do these two wackos come from? We see them get beamed into Ice King's head. We see him obsess about it. But, like, why? Like, did the writers just want to do a gender-swapped version of these characters? Probably. But they wrote a plot about it. It was this jackass. It was this funny little guy. It was this funny big guy. He's a big fella. Prismo put Adventure Time, Fionna and Cake in the Ice King's head. But when at the end of the series, when Ice King isn't the Ice King anymore, what happened to Fionna and Cake? They got boring, and that's boring. And Fionna and Cake are not supposed to be boring. They're supposed to be action butt kicking gals.
Action stuff.
So they break out of Simon's head, and the adventure begins. We get to see so many characters. We get to see our Finn and see what he's up to. We get to see the Candy Kingdom. We get to see my boy, Simon Petrikov. And it'll be a miracle if I get through this recording without crying, because I have been crying at every episode. Here's where all the parts I've cried. But not only do we get to see our characters, we get to see alternate universe versions of these characters and see what paths they could have gone down. We get to see Princess Bubblegum if she was crazy. We get to see Huntress Wizard if she was just a cool gardener. We get to see Ice King if he was hot. And this whole story, despite the name of the series, revolves around my boy, the greatest Adventure Time character in the series, Simon Petrikov. Like right below like Marceline and BMO. This man's at top. This man made the series. It would not be possible. Nothing would have happened without my boy Simon. Let's get into that. Let's get into that. I'm getting closer to you. I'm getting closer to you. We're gonna get into that. This is not a spoiler because I'm filming this before episode 9 and 10, but I'm telling you what's gonna happen. We're gonna see Simon put on the crown for the first time.
And that was a lie. So I'm recording this like a week later because I did not do this all in a day. I watched the last few episodes because that's how time works. They were good. For some reason though, they just weren't as gut-wrenching as the other 8 episodes. I still liked the ending. I still liked the series as a whole, but I was wrong in this prediction, and you know, it's okay that I'm wrong because the Simon and Betty stuff wrapped up pretty well, and Simon is getting therapy now, which is what he desperately needs.
I haven't talked about Fionna and Cake that much, the title characters, because although they're interesting and the plot's running through them, this is really the Simon show. I can talk about them for a little bit because they're great. Because 2 things I want to note is Fionna and Cake are not the ones we technically saw in the Adventure Time episodes. This Fionna is a little bit older and has experienced normal life like all of us, so she's like a bit of a gamer. But she's also run down a little bit, and she's got like a different moral compass. She has like a more modern moral compass than the one someone would have growing up in Ooh. And this Cake isn't just some magical cat. This was a house cat for conceivably their whole life that Prisma just zapped the magic into. So she's like a little weird and a little dumb, which makes sense because that's not like the super smart aged Cake that is equivalent to Jake. And you can see like the selfishness of a house cat in Cake in her actions, and you can see like the extra compassion and confliction Fionna has doing all of these things. At first she's really down to help. She has to save her people and she'll kill anybody she can to get there. But she learns more about Simon and she learns about different universes and people who have fallen off and are not fallen off, taking it out. Those candy people, they took a big L. Fionna is struggling just as much as Simon is in the series now. Fionna says it best herself. This is just one of her fantasies. She treats it like a fantasy, but she slowly realizes these are people whose lives are affected by universal actions that she can't control. But the thing she is doing is hurting people. It's running her down, much like how Simon's been run down by being a normal human back in Who. Similar to the Baldur's Gate part of the video, the voice acting in Fionna and Cake is amazing. They've gotten a lot of special guests. We're seeing a lot of characters I didn't expect to see get voiced.
I literally forgot to mention the songs. They're all good and they're all stuck in my head and I love them. Thank you.
It's all pretty dang cool. You can tell a lot of love has been put into the show. I hope there's more to come. Don't cross the picket line though. Pay your writers, make more Adventure Time. Every moment has been gold and I want to keep it gold. I have a few honorable mentions to end this video on. Stuff I've been liking but not obsessing over that I do want to talk about. F-Zero came back. F-Zero 99, a new Battle Royale Switch game. We haven't had an F-Zero game in forever. I've always loved the series, although I'm not very good at it. This includes F-Zero 99. But I got third once, so I think I'm improving. Please make more F-Zero games. A GX remaster would be awesome. If you're gonna do Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door remastered, but put all of the good ones on the Switch. I hope 99 does well enough. If enough people play it, they'll maybe notice there's a little bit of resurgence, a little F-Zero mastery, a little F-Zero broom broom. Please, just more F-Zero, please. I don't know how else to say it. I've been playing it, it's fun, but it will not satisfy me. It's not going to satisfy me, Nintendo. You've opened the barrel of F-Zero fans again, just a tad, and they're pouring out. They're coming for you. I have also been trying to read some more, so I picked up this book at Penn Station, Lattes and Legends. I took one look at the cover and I'm like, hey, that's gay, and she's an orc, so like, that's like also my thing. I'm like, hey, look, gay. I'm down. I'm about halfway through it, and so far it's just kind of been small business simulator, but I know they're going to kiss soon, and I'm looking forward to that. I recommend this book if you're into D&D. There's not a ton of action, but there's some nice stuff going on, so if you want a nice relaxing read before bed, I recommend this book. Travis Baldry, you are a saucy man, and I appreciate that. And that's everything I've been up to. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You should click on something. You should click on something else, right? You should.
Every part of this fight.
What was that? Oh, I almost forgot. Titanfall 2 is back, baby! Oh, look at me go! Look at me flying! Oh, I shot that freaking guy! Hell yeah, play Titanfall 2! It's back online, baby! Just start zooming around, hooking. Oh, look at that grenade kill! Oh, that was freaking awesome! Oh, look at me go! Fuck Overwatch! Overwatch can eat my fucking ass! Play Titanfall 2 every day! Play Titanfall! Go play Titanfall! Play my game, but then go play Titanfall! Oh